So at this point, we've learned how to engage the abs a little bit, and we taught you that using something like this, like a band, can give you like stimulus outward, so you have something to brace against with your abs. So again, we'll tie this band. If we're learning something like the ab wheel or a plank, what we might do is we tie this band around the waist just to give you a stimulus until you're able to feel comfortable engaging those abs and keeping those abs pressurized throughout a movement. Tie that band nice and tight. Again, we went through in the last video how to brace out against and create a little tension, almost like a shield that wraps around your whole abdomen and keeps you pressurized while you're doing the movement. So we have three kind of plank-based exercises that we might do with someone. So the first, like starting off in a plank, we might do a push-up position plank. So we'll start with the hands down, shoulders are over the hands. We're gonna get up in almost a push-up position. What we're looking for is tucking that butt under, pressurizing those abs against that band, and hold that position, trying to pull those shoulders to the hip. And what some people call this is like a hard style plank. Basically what we want you to do is create a whole bunch of tension throughout your body. Imagine someone's gonna stand on your back, right? And you have to push up, or just about to stand on that low back, and you have to push up against their foot a little bit, squeezing that butt nice and tight, and pressurizing those abs. Try gripping the floor a little bit with your hands and your feet. Try to pull those shoulders down to your hips. Again, a plank or a hard style plank is going to be really challenging because you're creating tension throughout your entire body. So you're not going to be able to hold this very long. Maybe the progression number 2 might be, we call a mountain climber. We want to be able to hold this position, this push-up position plank, and then try taking off one foot of contact. So lifting one foot up off the ground, bringing it up towards your elbow maybe, without trying to round the spine over here. We basically just want to create 3 points of contact on the ground instead of 4, keeping a little bit more pressure on that on those abs, and nice and slow and controlled, being able to bring that knee up while keeping a neutral spine. Progression number 3 might be something called the ab wheel. So you can get these things for like $5 or $10 on Amazon, or you can get it from like a local store. Great exercise if you do it well. So common issue that we see is people arch the low back and try to reach out as far as they can. Generally, they're going to feel a bunch of pressure to that low back area as they reach out. What we want to do is tuck that pelvis under, and when we extend out, we want to keep those shoulders, hips, and knees all in alignment as we reach out and try to keep a little bit of pressure on that. It's essentially a plank with a different leverage where we're reaching out in front of you. You might end up getting to right here where those abs get engaged, and then you pull back in. The further you get out, the more those abs have to help stabilize you before you bring back in. So just work your way out nice and slow, trying to keep that pelvis tucked under. Again, we don't want to hang off the low back. Feel a lot of cramping there. Tuck the pelvis under. When you tuck that pelvis under, glutes engage, lower ab engages. Pressurize that band if you need it, and then reach out as far as you can, hold it for a second, and be able to bring it back in. You don't need a ton of reps here. You know, anywhere from like 3 to 10 reps is going to be pretty challenging for a lot of people, especially if you get a bunch of sets in. Another progression, if you're a little bit more advanced and you've been doing the ab wheel a bunch, is do the ab wheel out and then bring your knees up off the ground. So when you reach out, again, when you get in that end range position, you try to plant your toes in the ground, bring your knees up, and so you're in like almost a full body extended plank. Reaching out, knees up, and down. It's going to be really important that you pressurize through those abs to support you when you're in that extended plank position. So again, you can do this with or without the band. When you're just starting out, I highly encourage you to mess around with this band to help pressurize and give you a stimulus to brace those abs.